Oh, I can't believe they finally came. Sorry, guys. What do we got? Whoa. Yeah, they're in there. We've got live fish. You can't see them very well, but they're in there. So we got a quarantine tank here, and I'm gonna just sit them in there for maybe 15 minutes. Let them get used to the water. Oh, there's a couple dead ones I see already. Ah, there's a lot of little ones. Boy, they are little too. I think I'm just gonna cut the bag. All right.
Way to go, man.
Check them out, man. Oh, did it again. We did it again. We've got something. We got a box of water, number 2. So we did this, and we've had a huge disaster. The world's most ferocious predator has struck. And we've got a second shipment of koi, which was not the plan, but they're a little bit different than the last time, so we're trying to have a good outcome here. We've got Blackwater Koi from Florida. And let's see what we got here. It looks like a lot. These fish just come in a bag. It is insane. They can do this, but it looks like a lot of color. Look like there might be a little bit bigger than last time too. It looks like one's not doing too well. So we're gonna get these in the saltwater bath again and get them acclimated first, and then we will dip them in individually, which is unlike the way we did it last time. And we'll talk about that here in a second. A little too much water, but it's okay. They look a lot bigger. Maybe it's just because they've been in the main pond longer. Got one that's not doing too well. Looks like there's a lot more gold than the previous batch, but there's a nice white one. Looks like a nice dark one. They look awesome. They're fish. So the fish have about 5 more minutes to go, but what we're gonna put them in is salt water, which is kind of shocking to me until I got the first shipment. And I guess that gets into really why we're getting a second shipment. We got the butterfly mix 2 weeks ago, and they did great in a week. And then I went out of town for one night, and I didn't want the power on in my garage, so I flipped the power strip and totally forgot that the bubbler was connected to that. And I got back and I had them covered, but there was no air to it, and every single one of them was dead. I think there might have been one that was still moving, so I threw them in the main pond, but everything dead. 250 potentially small peanut koi were completely dead, and it was my fault. I am the ultimate predator. I am the ultimate disaster here. It was awful. It was awful. I just got done watching a guy in Twisted Koi in the UK that had kind of a similar problem where he had a fish jump out and he was just devastated. And I feel that pain there, but we ended up getting more, so we're gonna try it one more time. Hopefully I can keep them alive. And what we're gonna put them in is salt water again, which sounds nuts. This is a 100-gallon horse trough, which I use a lot for being a horse trough. We use them to move fish from our old house to here. I've used them to kind of quarantine fish or just keep them alive until we build a koi pond behind us. But yeah, we're using it again here as a nursery, and we've got the 150 to 250 peanut koi that just came in the mail. UPS just dropped them off. We've got them in here acclimating, but the salt water is, we know it's 100 gallons here, and you just want to use plain salt. I've heard people use salt from a water softener all the way to sea salt and kosher salt, but everything I've read is you want to use very pure salt. So if it just says salt, you're good. You don't want to use things that have that yellow something that is an ingredient listed on like kosher salt that keeps it from clumping. That's potentially bad for the fish. You don't want iodine, you want non-iodized pure salt. So what we used last time was this Morton pickling salt, and you can see in the ingredients it's just salt. Used this last time, they did great. They look better every day until the day I murdered them. But I didn't have 5 pounds of this, and I actually only used about 3.5 pounds last time because I'm still a little leery of why we're doing that, and I'll get into that in a second. But this time I used the rest of it, about 1 pound of pickling salt, and I used about 1.5 pounds of just sea salt this time. So no, does not have iodine, and ingredients is just sea salt. So again, I read some things where sea salt might have things in it, but I think as long as there's no iodine and I'm not leaving them in here a long time, I'm shooting for like a week or two, we should be good. So why we're putting salt in that is fish can have parasites, and if they do have parasites, that salt water will dry out the parasite on their skin, or probably maybe inside them, I don't know, and kill that, as well as maybe bacteria, which is more prevalent in fresh water. So I think like that's why you eat sushi, and you have sushi, you have nematodes and things that are parasites. But if you get into freshwater, you don't eat freshwater fish as sushi because you have bacteria and things like that. So I think the salt water kills a lot of that. It dries out the parasites, makes the fish stronger, and I've read that it helps the fish create that slime coating on them, which is that extra layer of protection from whatever's in the water, I think. So everything I've read is short-term saltwater baths are good. Even if you have sick fish, you're going to put them in a saltwater bath for a week or at least a few days. Hopefully dry out whatever that virus or bacteria is that is making that fish sick. I've got one that's always had kind of a growth on its side, which I'm thinking of putting in here next, but I've never really had to quarantine fish, so I've never had fish long enough to have to do that. But hopefully this will give these guys a good start. They come from Florida, Blackwater Creek, which is, they have lots of, I think, mud ponds where they breed their fish. They started out with Japanese koi and then moved to a program where they don't import anything, so they're not importing any more viruses or anything from other fish, and they've got a contained unit. They're breeding their own fish. This one came from 17 fish that was bred in one pond. You never know what you're going to get with the peanuts, they said. So they need about another 2 inches, 1.5 inches to see what their potential is. So these have not been culled. It's a great way to get a lot of koi and some decent, or really they call them diamonds in the rough, but it's a great way to get really nice fish at a really cheap price. I was buying fish at 20 to $40 a piece, and that's like 4 to 8 inch fish, and that gets expensive if you want a lot of fish. But here we've got about 250 we got for $250 really. It's free shipping. This company's amazing. We got the first batch had a little bit more butterfly in it potentially, but this one will also have the butterfly and some of those other koi species that people are looking after. So we could potentially sell these down the road. We got them potentially, I got it twice, so $2 a piece. But if you sell those for $8, $9, maybe in a year or so, as long as we can overwinter those, that'll make your money back pretty quick. And we do that a lot here in the gardens. We try to either buy plants and resell them maybe to cover some costs, or buy really cheap plants and do that. We're going to do the same with the koi stuff. So we'll probably get into koi a lot harder. My wife acts like she doesn't love it, but she'll be out here soon. I just know it, and she'll want to see what's going on. So yeah, I think of these, what I'm hoping to get are some of the Gin Rins, which are the shiny scaled ones that are iridescent and really pop when you're looking in a pond, and the butterflies I like. But I think a lot of the hardcore koi guys think the butterflies might be an abomination. So I might move away from them at some point, but right now I like them. When they get big, they need a really big pond to look right, I think. So I don't think my pond currently will look great with a 30 centimeter koi, butterfly koi, but we'll see. Yeah, so I think we're about ready to get these in the water, and we'll show you how we did this. Last time we did this by just pouring the water in from the bag, and they did okay, but I read that they try to get you not to do that. Inside there's a lot of ammonia and CO2 from the waste and everything. There's a lot. It's filled up with oxygen first, but over the course of the trip, they came from Florida last night on a plane and got delivered here at 11 o'clock. So when you mix that with your water, potentially you're creating a byproduct that's even more harsh of an ammonia product, or something that they shouldn't be living in. So you just don't want to keep that in the main nursery, I guess. So we're not going to do that. We're going to put them in a small container and hand dip net each one, and we're actually going to look at them this time rather than just pour them in and see from a distance what we've got. We didn't really get a good look at the fish last time until they were dead, and by that time I didn't want to look at them anyway. So all right, so hummingbird's gone, so we're going to do this now. How not to do this. Oh shoot. Oh, one flew out. It was a little more aggressive than I had planned. Only one floater, and that's not too bad. Cool yellow one. That looks like it might be a butterfly too. Well, we wasted 40 minutes thinking there's a koi that got splashed out, but I think we're good. Some real bright ones, some blue ones, which are kind of what my favorites are right now. That one's nice. The yellows are my other favorite. Got a big yellow right there.
I like the blue one. That looks like a fighting one.
That's a cool one right there on top.
Skeletal one.
Oops, I banged it.
That's nothing. What is that?
That's that weird fish there. I don't know what it is. Its eyes are like weird. Pretty cool. There's a neat one. There's a nice white and blues over here. Those are skeletals.
I like those.
This calico one got a long tail. That might be over here. It might be a butterfly.
Which one is this connected to now? Did you put a tape over the extension to not turn it off?
Not funny.
I'm just saying.
Some real little ones and real big ones. I like them though.
Look at that gold one. Is that the one you're talking about? That one's pretty.
She's actually gonna count. Check them out first. Only a few left. We got a lot of that one. That's a cool one right there. That dark blue one's really neat too. That'll be neat to watch. See him?
That's a cool one right there. I like the orange and blue.
You don't think they just look like goldfish? I like that yellow. Look at that. That's a butterfly. See this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Look at his red nose and orange spots. Isn't that crazy? That one's pretty. That big tail. Three left. They're like hiding under the net. I like this one. It's really iridescent.
It's cool looking. Looks kind of neon. Is
Yeah.
that the same thing as iridescent is? Bye! They're all hiding at the bottom now.
One white one, not very
Oh
cool.
wow, you can't really. It's like
That
see-through.
one's crazy. Got crazy color. Look at that one.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
He might turn into a white one. You never know. And those are always awesome.
Let's see if I can see them on the bottom now. Yeah, they're coming up. Oh, this side maybe.
It's a lot of fish. Looks like more than the last batch. So what I just fed them was the kind of the peanut starter mix, or it's not peanuts, but it's the they call these little fish peanuts. It's just ground koi food and in two sizes. They give you a small pack of really powder, and then a pack of kind of larger but still ground up, and it's, I guess, protein and other stuff that they want to eat. So get some, you really want to, it's kind of a race to winter. We want to get as much growth as we can. So we're really going to be feeding these guys 3 times a day. I didn't know you needed to feed fish that much. I didn't even feed my fish after I thought the herring ate them all last year. So probably from August on, I didn't feed them. And then I found out there was fish in the bottom of my koi pond. But we're going to feed all of these 3 times a day, and hopefully get 1.5 inches a month. And that'll give us really something to look at, and we'll know what we have kind of at the end of the fall, or really the end of the summer at that point. I think they only have another 1 or 2 inches to go before you actually kind of see the potential there. So yeah, we'll do a lot more koi videos, I think. Now we'll buy tons more koi, because my wife won't know. She probably will know, actually. But yeah, we're not gonna buy more this year. We've got plenty, and we're just gonna get the koi pond finished so that these can go in a week or 2, hopefully a week, and hopefully we can keep the herons away. But until then, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with another koi video soon. Oh yes, please subscribe, because we want to grow the channel and do a lot more of this stuff. I like them.